Hello, and welcome to another filmmaking video. As a beginner filmmaker, it is smart to learn the basic rules and understand the meaning behind them. After you are confident in every rule, you can start breaking them. And action! Today we're going to look at 9 filmmaking rules. Some are the rules everybody is preaching about, and others are the ones I really love to use and are not the first thing that comes to mind when you think about the rules. As a director or filmmaker, it is important that you know those rules and how to use them. I suggest you start using your smartphone or camera if you have one and practice the rules suggested in this video. Your eyes and brain will get accustomed to those rules and you will visually advance your skills as a director and filmmaker. Number 1. Rule of thirds. Rule of thirds is how you frame and position your subject or object in the frame. Image is divided evenly into thirds. That is why it is called the rule of thirds. You will see it as 2 horizontal and 2 vertical lines that cross each other. Horizontal lines will make 3 equal separate spaces and vertical lines will do the same. Because they cross each other, you will get 9 equally big spaces. The subject on your image is usually placed at the intersection of dividing lines or along one of the lines. With this rule, you place the horizon in the lower third or upper third and you get a nice looking frame. You will guide the viewer's eye where you want it to be. If used correctly, the rule of thirds creates a more dynamic and pleasing composition. To get accustomed to this rule, use the lines on your smartphone or camera screen, and after a while you will notice that you use everything around you as if there would be invisible lines on your eyes. Majority of new cameras have a function where you can turn on the rule of thirds on your screen. You can break this rule by positioning your character in the middle of the frame. It can give the feel of balance in life, and with the right location or set, it can look amazing with all the lines leading towards the center. Number 2. Symmetry and leading lines. We use symmetry when we want to make a statement that our character has an important moment. It can also add tension depending on what kind of shots were used before and what kind of sound design is used. Usually, with symmetry, we can direct the eye of the viewer to the center. Leading lines is when actual lines in the frame lead our eyes where to watch. It works perfectly together with symmetry. It shows how a character is connected to an object, situation, location, or another character. Number 3. Depth. Every shot has a front, middle and background. That adds a calming effect to our eyes while watching, because everything in life has those 3 layers. If you want to make sure that we focus on the front layer, you can achieve that with depth of field or simply put blur of everything you don't want to focus our attention on. Also, if you make sure there is no clutter or other distracting elements or strong colors in the middle or in the background. We don't use depth when people talk in front of a wall. This is normally used for explanation videos when you don't want people to be distracted by the middle and the background. Number 4. Headroom. Headroom is a must when you frame a character with medium shot. They do it all the time in live TV. It just feels natural. When you are doing close-ups, you can cut off a bit of the character's forehead. Be careful if you also cut off their chin, because it will look and feel very unnatural and weird. There are a few times when you can break this rule if you understand why you're doing it. If you have too much headroom above the character, it will look like the character is smaller and has no power. You can also take away all of the headroom and it will feel uncomfortable, like there is nowhere the character can go and that he or she has no clue what is about to happen. Number 5. Where the character is looking inside the frame. This rule tells us that if we put a character to one side of the frame, he or she should look to the opposite side and we as viewers get a feeling that there is something outside of the frame. For example, if the character is on the left of the frame, their look should be directed to the right side of the frame. And if we have a dialogue scene, the other character should be on the right looking to the left. That way it looks like they are talking to each other. You can also break this rule if you put a character on the same side of the frame they are looking at. For example, if they are on the right side looking at the right. This gives a sense of them being trapped, physically or emotionally. Usually, that is when the character has no idea what will happen. Serious Mr. Robot successfully breaks these rules and others mentioned so far. A lot. Number 6. The 180-degree rule. The 180-degree rule is basically an imaginary line that tells you where you can put your camera and not confuse the viewers. It is all about orientation in a specific location. If you jump with your camera all around the place for each shot, they will get confused as character A will be once on the left of the frame, then right, then middle, and with different backgrounds. It can even look like the same character is talking to himself. When you follow the 180-degree rule, you make sure that character A is always on the right side of the frame and character B is always on the left side. Following this rule will help you immensely with eyelines or where the characters are looking or at who they're looking at, and with continuity. You can easily break this rule or cross the line, that's how it's called in filmmaking, if you have a continuous moving shot and you move from one side of the room to another. You can do something similar with a so-called neutral shot, which means with a shot that does not tell us where its position is, like the detail of a plate. In addition, if you want to add confusion, breaking this rule will help you achieve just that. Number 7. Trust your instincts. While you'll be preparing your film when filming and in post-production, there will always be moments when you'll doubt yourself and other crew members will give their ideas that might sound cool but are totally different to what you want to create. In those moments, trust your instincts. If they're screaming, go with your own vision, do just that and don't bow to others. If your instinct tells you that their idea is better for the film, swallow your pride and go with that idea. Number 8. Quantity makes quality. The more you practice, the more you direct, the more you work with actors, the more you film, and most importantly, the more films you finish, the better new ones will be. Don't worry about how good or bad your films are right now, because they will get better with practice. The more you practice, the faster you will advance your skills. Number 9. Be persistent. Don't believe the naysayers. Show them they are wrong. And don't feel bad for too long when your film is not a great success. Learn from your mistakes and create another one. Filmmaking is a marathon, not a sprint. With every project you will advance your skills. You will find new collaborators who will help you advance even more, and you will of course help them. The more films you make, the more chances for awards you will get, and eventually more options to get the funds. It is not easy, and overnight success can take more than a decade. Be a fighter and fight for your dreams. You can of course break those rules or bend them and think of them as guides, but it is wise if you first learn and test them out. Okay, thanks for watching, like, subscribe and happy practicing!